you on a roller coaster like that, you're afraid, and then the next minute they go on, you know, and they alleviate your fear. It dilutes the real power that you need.
So he gets in his truck, and I feel so bad about telling him that he had to leave and that I was ready for him to go. I made my girls wave to him, and I'll never forget, there was something about that. I just was like, oh gosh, I feel so bad, and I made them wave. So he, supposedly pulling out the driveway, I turned my back, go around the back of the house. Molly, thank goodness, she's 3, she ran in the back of the house and missed the attack, but he just came up behind me so hard to knock my shoes off my feet. I flew 4 or 5 feet with the baby on my hip. Paige, who's not here.
Yeah, through everything she's going to tell you, this is an amazing thing, because she's going to be very humble. The thing that Gab de Becker, the author of this book, The Gift of Fear, said was Betty, she did what all women, everybody has the power to do. Because the story doesn't end there, but everything she's going to tell you she did with that baby on her hip. Never let the baby go.
I never did, I don't know how, but I didn't let her go in the whole process. But what is interesting is I wasn't fighting back. And when I hear much horrible stories than what happened to me, I understand that feeling of frozen with fear, not being able to do anything, and just accepting that I was going to die that day or something horrible was going to happen. And it was almost a peaceful, weird, just like, okay, wow, I didn't think this, exactly was going to happen. And Paige brought out my maternal instinct of fighting. She started crying. He was trying to get us in the back door, and she hit her head up against the brick siding, the bricking, and I had a pretty good cut and blood and everything. And the tables just turned. Now, thank goodness he didn't have a gun or a knife or whatever, but I was able to just say, you know what, these roles reversed. You're my victim, and you're mine now, and and everything. And so
I think they said she's actually in Gab de Becker's other book called Protecting the Gift, but how we can protect our children. And he said when she heard that scream, that the guy made a deadly mistake of attacking a mother with her baby. And that scream came up through her body and out through her fists. And evidently Betty beat that guy up. And I love this part because they don't leave us like, oh, never to be afraid. I would be just like her. I would just be like stiff. I wouldn't be doing anything. And I know other women that have said, oh, not me. I'd be beaten, not me. But I would have done like Betty. But now I know I do have the power to do that. She took that guy up off the ground, clawed him, bit him, kicked him everywhere that counts. And the guy wanted away from her. He's running to his truck to get away from her, and then she wasn't finished with him.
I remember, I was pulling in his shirt and just did not, I just remember thinking, you are not getting out of here, you're not getting out of here. And I grabbed a piece of firewood, and he's in his car, and once he knew he was in his car and in reverse, he was laughing. And that was just, I'll never forget that. He was just smiling and thought the whole thing was kind of funny. And at this point, we had a witness next door that was 5 acres over, and he saw me barefoot, bleeding, with a piece of firewood and the baby on my hip, running full speed down a gravel driveway with no shoes on, knocking all the glass out of his
See, she could do that because she's a golfer. And she had that swing. So, David, I want to ask you, because you know how she was saying she waved to them? Well, what's that all about? You said it's about us women being nice even when we know we're in danger.
I think women a lot of times are taught you're supposed to be nice to everybody. It's the way you're supposed to be, accepting and cordial. I talk to people, for example, sometimes about, date rape girls being put into their drink at a bar. And I'll say, if somebody brings you a drink other than the bartender or the server, don't drink it. And I have some women say, well, that might offend them. And I'm like, well, that's really not a good idea, though. And so many times, women especially are taught and raised that they're supposed to be very cordial to people, no matter whatever fear or influence or intuition they feel. And that's really not the case.
So tell them, you told us once, a friend of yours, we're all here in Kentucky. What are we supposed to act like?
I always say turn on your New York.
Turn on your New York.
Because in Kentucky, we're very warm and friendly people. People talk about it all over the country.
And I'm from the north, so I can say that.
Yeah.
So what does that mean?
That means that puts your self-protection mode on, you know. If you go to New York or Chicago, where you're from, you know, you don't see women with their purses hanging on their elbow and strapped across their shoulder. Or if someone approaches them, you'll see them. They do a lot of times to beg for money, and they'll just say no, and they'll keep walking. But here we stop and talk, what's your name? And so, help people to put that shield up and turn on your new light.
And it doesn't mean you're a bad person
Yeah.
if you're ungracious or whatever. But just to not feel like you have to be the gracious
Right.
person, especially with door-to-door salespeople.
We know when people have intruded on our boundaries. And instead of trying to make it all right that they're doing that, sort of gloss it over, we have the right to set those boundaries and protect them. And I think, you know, just what you said about your New York, and I grew up in Chicago, so, you know, I was given some very strict instructions about that as a child. But I think it's even more true that here, in places that aren't major cities, we don't protect our boundaries much.
Well, this idea of intuition, it's literally a guardian angel within us. Like when we have that feeling, you know, so many times bad things happen, people say, you know, if only, you know, I knew better than that, I had that sense, and then we ignore it. I mean, it's a gift. I read a little quote, it says, fear is a powerful friend that takes over and says, do what I tell you to do. And so you, I remember, had said, there were a whole list of signs of things that your instinct told you that are pretty typical. What were they? And you ignored them, all of them.
I didn't listen to all of them, but I had self-talk. I was talking myself out of my fear. I remember having conversations within my brain. Drove up the driveway, my palms are sweaty, I'm terrified. He gets out of the car, I don't like the way he's looking, he's petting the dog, and yet I know that. Today I would probably run towards him saying, you have 2 seconds to leave, and I'll have my phone, you know, down. But my mind was, who in the world is going to do something bad in the middle of the afternoon? I have children here. You know, this guy needs help. And he said, yeah, he, you know, is trying to start up a business. I'm a business owner. I want to help everybody start their own business. You know, and you're having, you know, you're talking yourself out of true fear. And that's what I really want to do tonight is empower everybody to, you know, your intuition is a true gift. And fear is a gift. And to pay attention to if something's uncomfortable, if something's odd, if something is not, you know, right, if a babysitter that you have, just something just is always worrying you or whatever, pay attention to that. And don't talk yourself out of those. Some of the other ones, other than petting the dog, is he just, you know, like David and I talked about, he wasn't looking at me, having a conversation. If you're truly trying to sell somebody something, you're going to have great eye contact. You know, you have your 5 minutes to try to sell somebody something. He was looking at everybody but me. He was looking around, casing, you know, who was there, seeing any cars going by, and, you know, that was
And they're
interesting.
very smart. I want to make sure that the night doesn't get away. Well, my husband always laughs that I think, you know, everybody's nice, and somebody looks like they have a nice face. And we think it's going to look like the boogeyman. And I said to Betty, I remember for one of our lunches, I said, what did he